There is a famous saying often associated with Charles Darwin. He says that it's not the strongest, the most dominant species that eventually survives, rather those who are able to adapt. Like for example, the dinosaurs, they were strong, they were mighty, they were so powerful, but they became extinct in the process of evolution because they failed to adjust, they failed to adapt to some major climatic changes in the history of the earth. Whether Darwin actually said that or not is not the issue, but the idea remains factually true. And that idea is also valid as far as our faith is concerned. In order to become effective in evangelization, we have to adjust our strategy. We must make adjustments. We must adapt ourselves to the signs of the times. You know, when Jesus sent his first disciples for mission, his instruction was specific. Do not go beyond the Jewish territory. Rather, focus your mission on the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The focus was exclusive to Israel, to the Jewish people. Then, as the gospel reading today shows, something happens. Something paradigm-changing happens. In Gentile territory of Tyre and Sidon, which are present-day part of the villages, the western side of Lebanon, a Canaanite woman cries out for her suffering daughter. She begs Jesus that he would heal her. At first, Jesus was reluctant because his mission was specific. Don't go to Gentile territory, don't go outside Israel, but rather concern yourself with the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But then the woman was insistent, and Jesus was struck by her deep faith. At that moment, Jesus learned something spectacular from that woman that made him change his strategy, that made him adapt on how to go about mission at that time. Therefore, we read in the Gospel of Matthew, towards the end, that Jesus, the risen Lord, sends out his disciples all over the world, to the ends of the earth. Something life-changing, something paradigm-shifting. Because had Jesus confined themselves to proclaiming the gospel within the Jewish territory, Christianity would not have reached us today, would not have spread throughout the Roman Empire and gradually spread throughout the world. And so his change of strategy, his adaptation to the changing times, made the gospel reach us today, and even up to now, the gospel remains alive, especially in some parts of the world, in the southern part of the world. Brothers and sisters, we too need to adapt on how we evangelize. We have a multicultural community. We come from different countries, cultures, and of course, our upbringing and life experiences are different. Maybe evangelization can begin more effectively by simply being there, listening to each other, welcoming each other, learning from each other, rather than preaching the gospel loud. Perhaps we must change our strategy. The approach in the past of proclaiming the gospel in the pulpits seemed to be ineffective or less effective. Perhaps our signs of the times, our specific situation in this church is for us to change our strategy. We must adapt. For instance, there are changes in the church now, like considering the number of priests getting fewer and fewer. We also welcome lay preachers, which are officially not allowed by the church. But considering our situation, then we have to change our strategy. Lay people are becoming more and more involved in the church, and perhaps in the near future, those who are viri probati, men of proven integrity and learning, can be ordained priests, married men. Yeah, why not, no? So strategy has to be changed, otherwise the church shall go extinct, and we must avoid that. And so, my brothers and sisters, we must bear in mind that life is changing, the world is changing, and so must also our strategy in evangelization. We must adapt to the changing times in order for our faith to survive in this rapidly changing world.